All right, let's talk about something we all use but rarely see: Wi-Fi. It's this invisible web of data that connects our phones, our laptops, our smart toasters, you name it. We trust it with everything from our bank details to our secret cookie recipes. But what happens when someone tries to break in? Wi-Fi hacking sounds like something straight out of a spy movie. A shadowy figure in a hoodie and boom, they're in. Is it really that simple? Is your digital life hanging by a thread that any determined tinkerer can snap? Well, I'm here to tell you the reality is far more interesting and a lot less dramatic than Hollywood. We're going to peel back the layers of this digital onion. We'll look at the locks on your digital front door known as WPA2, WPA3, and see how sturdy they are in 2025. First things first, let's tackle some of the biggest myths floating around about Wi-Fi hacking. I love busting myths. The biggest one, the instant hack. You see it in movies all the time. A hacker hits a few keys, a progress bar zips across the screen, and they're in. In 2025, cracking a properly secured, modern Wi-Fi network isn't a matter of seconds, minutes, days, weeks, or even years of computational effort if it's possible at all. The idea of a magical hack button simply doesn't exist. It's a grind, not a sprint. Myth number 2. Hiding my Wi-Fi network name, the SSID, makes me invisible and safe. This sounds logical, right? If they can't see your network, they can't attack it. Unfortunately, that's not how it works. Hiding your SSID might hide you from casual snoops, but it does absolutely nothing to stop a determined attacker. Wi-Fi analysis tools can still detect traffic from a hidden network, like wearing a camouflage jacket but continuing to talk loudly. Here's another popular one. My Wi-Fi is safe because I have a really long and complex password. A strong password is crucial, but it's not a silver bullet. A fortress is only as strong as its weakest point. Sometimes the weak point isn't the front gate, it's a forgotten window. So relying on password alone? Busted. So what's actually protecting your Wi-Fi? For a long time, the industry standard was a protocol called WPA2, which stands for Wi-Fi Protected Access To. Think of WPA2 as a very specific, very clever doorman for your digital nightclub. When your phone wants to connect to your router, it can't just walk in. It has to prove it belongs there. They engage in a special secret conversation with the router, called the four-way handshake. It's a back-and-forth process where your device and the router exchange coded messages to verify they both know the secret password without ever saying it out loud. During the handshake, a temporary unique encryption key is created. This key scrambles all the data sent between your device and the router. So even if someone is listening to the radio waves, all they hear is gibberish. To unscramble that, they'd need that temporary key. And to get that key, they would have to figure out your main password. WPA2 was a huge leap forward when introduced, but it's been around since 2004. In tech terms, that's ancient. Researchers and attackers had lots of time to poke at it, and they found vulnerabilities. For example, the crack vulnerability exposed weaknesses in key handling. One persistent weakness of WPA2 is dependence on the password. If an attacker can capture the handshake data, they can attempt to guess the password offline. They may use powerful computers to test many guesses. The attack's success depends on the password's complexity and length. If your password is simple like password 123 or a pet's name, a computer can guess it quickly. This is WPA2's Achilles heel. A weak password can make the whole system crumble. Because of the cracks we found in WPA2's armor, the industry needed to build a better, stronger wall. And that's what we got with WPA3. If WPA2 was a good doorman, WPA3 is a full-blown security team with biometric scanners and reinforced doors. It replaces the four-way handshake with something more secure called Simultaneous Authentication of Equals, SAE, also known as the Dragonfly Key Exchange. Think of it as an intricate, synchronized dance. Only those who know the steps, the password, can complete it. The beautiful part is that SAE is resistant to offline dictionary attacks. An attacker can't simply capture data and guess the password on their own computer. Instead, they must actively interact with the live network for each guess, which makes massive guessing impractical. Millions of guesses that might take seconds on WPA2 can take days or weeks on WPA3. WPA3 also brings forward secrecy. Even if an attacker later discovers your password, past captured sessions remain protected. It also introduces opportunistic wireless encryption to make open networks safer by encrypting connections even without a password. WPA3 doesn't stop every dedicated attacker. Rogue, evil twin networks remain a tactic, but it raises the baseline and makes casual snooping much harder. Overall, WPA3 is a massive win for privacy. Better default protections for everyone. It improves security in coffee shops, airports, and other public hotspots. WPA3 is not perfect, but it significantly raises the bar. And that matters. Let's hop in the time machine and look at how Wi-Fi hacking has evolved. Back in the early days, there was WEP, Wired Equivalent Privacy. It used short, static encryption keys that were reused, essentially a padlock made of soft cheese. Cracking WEP was fast and frankly a rite of passage. Then came WPA and WPA2, a quantum leap in security. The days of minutes-long cracks were over. Attackers had to get more sophisticated, moving from breaking the math to attacking the password. The primary method became dictionary attacks, huge word lists and powerful machines testing billions of combinations. By 2025, WPA3 has largely neutered those old dictionary attacks. Attackers shifted to firmware bugs and social engineering. Routers are small computers. Their firmware can have bugs that attackers hunt for to bypass security. And if you can't break the lock, trick the owner into giving you the key. Social engineering and phishing remain powerful. The focus shifted from math to psychology. The human element is often the weakest link. So, let's walk through a scenario. How does a hacker in 2025 actually attempt to compromise a Wi-Fi network? Let's assume they're targeting a common WPA2 network, as it's still widely in use. First step, reconnaissance. They scan the airwaves to find nearby networks and learn what security is in use. They may use specialized hardware and software to listen for signals and measure signal strength. They case the digital neighborhood to pick a suitable target. One objective is to obtain the handshake data when a device connects. That handshake is what proves a device knows the password. In some scenarios, attackers prompt a device to reconnect so a fresh handshake can be observed. Conceptually, this is a way they might capture what they need. The device will reconnect and a new handshake occurs, which is what a listener could capture. Capturing a handshake produces a file the attacker can analyze offline. This is where an offline guessing race begins. They might use local GPUs or rent cloud compute time to test vast numbers of possible passwords against that captured data. Attackers use huge word lists, leaked passwords, and rules to transform guesses. Success is a race between computing power and password strength. If a password is simple, the attack ends quickly. If it's long and random, it may be effectively infeasible. For WPA3, the offline cracking route is largely futile because the protocol forces active interaction for guesses. It slows attackers to impractical speeds. So while the math is brute force, the practical reality is that good defenses make attacks infeasible for most adversaries. It's less about a secret backdoor and more about a grind against the password itself. Use modern protocols, strong passphrases, and good hygiene, and attackers will usually move on. So we've established hacking a well-secured network is hard. Why would anyone even go to all that trouble? Motives range from the trivial to the truly malicious. On the simpler end, the internet freeloader who just wants free online access. They're consuming bandwidth and slowing your connection. A more concerning motive is data theft. Once inside, attackers can intercept unencrypted data or redirect traffic. They could redirect you to fake banking pages or perform man-in-the-middle attacks to steal credentials. Attackers can use your connection to send spam, launch attacks, or hide their tracks, leading investigations back to you. Worse, compromised smart devices let attackers spy on or disrupt your home. Cameras, thermostats, and more. When law enforcement investigates, the trail can lead to the homeowner, so protecting your network matters. Okay, we've seen the threats. Now for the good part, building up your defenses. This is the part I love. Taking what we've learned and using it to build something safer. The single most important thing you can do is to use WPA3 security if your router and devices support it. Check your router settings. Often it's a simple drop-down to enable WPA3 or mixed mode. Next, passwords. Strong doesn't just mean complex, it means long. Use a passphrase. Think of a random memorable sentence like, "My 4 green cats eat tuna quietly." Easy for you, hard for a machine. Change the default administrator password for your router's settings page. Default creds are an easy target. Keep router firmware updated. Enable automatic updates or set a monthly reminder to check. Use a guest network for visitors. It isolates their devices from your main network and smart home. This keeps your storage, cameras, and smart devices segregated and safer. Think of it as a separate guest house. Final checklist. Use WPA3, long passphrase, change defaults, update firmware, and use guest networks. Do these things and your network becomes a tough nut to crack. Attackers will typically move on to easier targets. So what does the future hold? Is WPA3 the final word? The short answer is no. Security is never a destination. It's a journey, an arms race between builders and breakers. As computing power grows and quantum computing looms, today's hard math could be easier tomorrow. Researchers work on post-quantum crypto. Security will get smarter. Device recognition, multi-factor checks, and continuous verification will raise the baseline. Move towards zero trust, nothing trusted by default, and adaptive security that actively responds. Final myth, you can never be 100% unhackable, but you can make your network an unattractive target. Use WPA3, long passphrases, keep firmware updated, and check your router settings now. Stay curious, stay vigilant, and practice good digital hygiene. You can navigate this invisible world with confidence. If you found this useful, like and subscribe for more security explainers. This video explains concepts to help you defend your network, not to facilitate wrongdoing.